Everyone okay? So, hi, you're still at the Phantom Brain Exchange. Nothing's changed. Everything's good. Everything's changed. Everything's good and better than, therefore, hello. So, I was going to announce something, and I don't remember what it was other than...
Move up?
Yeah, move up is one thing. So some of you who are like standing here, I think there's some floor seating space if people like that sort of thing. We're going to enter the lecture portion of our evening. And before we do that, I just wanted to maybe announce that the paintings that we have up are my friend Kathy Janke's paintings, and she has an opening coming up March 7th. I meant to put that in the paper program, but I forgot, so sorry, Kathy. But anyway, there's a box right here. Could you hold that box up? That's the submission box. You could submit some paper items or whatever to the next Phantom Brain Exchange paper program, if some of you got it. If you didn't, I'm sorry. We probably ran out. We only did 50. So anyway, Scott Foust is our extreme esteemed lecturer this evening, and I will hand the mic over to him right now. So let's hear it for Scott Foust. He's going to do a little something.
Dude, just started from there. No, you don't, no. No. Scott Foust. I can't do it without my cues. I'll start at the top. Enjoy it. Oh, one more cheer. Commander, come on now. 30 years. Hello, my name, as you well know, is Scott Foust. Like Chekhogov's mythical hacienda, you do not exist as an art object. You must be built. The first step to making society a better place has to occur on a personal level, and making yourself into an art object is the best place to start. Perhaps the only place. The ground floor of this aesthetic edifice upon which you will be built is the rejection of the notion of an authentic self. The idea that there is an authentic self yearning to be removed from the poison of society, just waiting to escape and express itself, is a ridiculous and worthless fallacy. Your personality is built through conscious effort. Without this critical approach, your real personality turns out to be a bunch of ill-considered ideas mixed with advertising slogans and taglines from popular entertainments. The concept of an authentic personality, a real you, is a concept based on acquiescence to the system of commodities. This is why authentic is such a key word in advertising. To fight this, your personality must be built through conscious effort and reflection. I, myself, have spent years of hard work developing my outstanding personality. It is the first step to actually becoming an artist and towards making yourself and your life into a work of art. If you worked on a painting, if you worked on a painting every day of your life, you would expect it to be pretty good, rich, and full of ideas, details, and coherent substance by the painting's finish at the time of your demise. You should think about your life in exact same way. A true aesthetic approach to your life involves not only the combination of selected elements and influences as well as an awareness of history, but also an attempt to create something new, beautiful, and useful. Our society claims to be the epitome of individuality, one of the larger lies of capitalism, and yet most people's opinions and tastes are remarkably similar. Rabid and often violent clashes of ideology are common. But these usually involve someone's God or someone's country, which are false oppositions, much like disagreements over a favorite television program. I hate seeing people buy into their own oppression. Instead, why not remove yourself from these webs of falsity and deceit, and maybe, just maybe, you can make yourself into an art object, something created by you, yourself, not the oppressive forces of the spectacle, whose aim it is to leave you exploited and broken and still defending and believing in the same forces that have crushed you. Who owns you? Art objects own themselves. Most people know that eating a lot of junk food will make one unhealthy. Most people, however, assume they can consume vast quantities of junk culture, which is all the culture there is, unless you're willing to demand more and search for it, and it will not affect them negatively. The consumption and demand for junk culture is just as damaging and an even more baleful influence on humanity than junk food. Whether you realize it or not, you are being constantly saturation bombed with words and images which are only designed to trick and deceive you into playing the role the spectacle has in store for you. Art objects do not like to be tricked and, by definition, cannot be distracted from their goal. Every time you consume junk culture, you are handing your time over to the system of commodities and dedicating your life to accepting orders from the same. Who makes all this junk and why? Power, that's who. Not only do these entertainments and newses detail strict orders on the proper forms of behavior, the spectacular combination of overconsumption, greed, guilt, and anti-intellectualism, they also issue orders of an entirely different kind. Orders to constantly chop your attention span into tinier and tinier bits, supposedly so that you know more and more. But in reality, it is so that you know less and less and consume more and more. Don't sell yourself so cheaply. Life is far too short. You don't have to wallow in this banal filth. The spectacle is not only tampering with your ability to concentrate, but also with your basic conception of time. Consider this. In the first half of the 20th century, the fastest way to travel across the ocean was by boat. A trip from New York to London took somewhere around 7 or 10 days. Imagine! This makes basic travel sound like a vacation. When confronted with this fact, the normal response is, no one has time for that now. Why is this? Other than ruining the planet at a higher rate of speed, what is happening now that wasn't 60 years ago? This same speed, at the expense of luxury, not only drives modern commerce, but is the perfect distractionary smokescreen so that you remain too preoccupied to realize how your life is being used up. Distraction and so-called multitasking are the enemies of the art object. The speed and accessibility of information is increasing at a rate unimaginable 20 years ago. With this speed, however, comes a certain disposability, which is directly contrary to an aesthetic approach. All popular entertainments, and this includes newses, and most so-called art is presented and edited like a television commercial. Grab attention as quickly as possible, sell your wares, and move quickly to something else before someone gets bored and changes the channel or clicks a mouse.
Hey Jeff, it's my birthday.
This speed is debilitating to both consumer and creator alike. Great works of art need time. Great works of art flower and bloom as you get to know them better and better, and reveal more and more secrets as your knowledge of them increases. The demand for great art has never been very high, in that most people are kept intellectually and physically impoverished and or distracted in the name of power. And, although extremely rewarding, spending time to explore and make aesthetic inquiries of a work of art is hard work that requires engagement and concentration. It is not for the lazily or the easily distracted. My worry is that this temporal distortion, induced as yet another diversionary tactic by the spectacle, will further diminish the already diminished ability of most people to concentrate. The ability to concentrate and to make aesthetic and scientific decisions is the most dangerous thing of all to power. It always has been. You must learn to eliminate distractions and concentrate on your own work. When an artist or a scientist sits down to work, they work on the same problem for many hours, exploring various options and approaches to possible solutions. This luxury is not available in most workplaces. The constant distraction and multitasking of most paid labor soon becomes second nature, and it appears to be both the way life should be and the way life has to be. It doesn't. Learn to separate the paid labor experience from the rest of your life. For most people, problem solving becomes either how to take advantage of others or how to make myself feel better about being taken advantage of. The art object concentrates attention and mental resources on the construction of self and the productions thereof. Art objects are made for themselves. Art objects are not replaceable. They can be forgotten, destroyed, copied, reproduced, adored, or built upon, but they cannot be replaced. This is the exact opposite of the fate most of you will experience. As consumer capitalism evolves, it becomes obvious that the goal is to make everyone a replaceable figure on a spreadsheet, identified only by account number and balance. Humanity, the ingenuity and humanness of humans, is channeled via mediated representation into false concerns and cares that sap your emotional strength and, most importantly, move more product, both ideological and material. Meanwhile, your actual lived life passes by unnoticed, divided between alienated labor and alienated entertainments. Art objects know themselves. After all, they were created by the artist. So, what have we learned? By making your life into an art object, I do not mean a constant flow of your activities should be foisted upon the public. This is a personal project. Results should only be posted when you have achieved an actual accomplishment. If you feel artistically inclined, think like a scientist. If you feel scientifically inclined, think like an artist. The dichotomy between art and science is false anyway, yet another horrific invention of capital to the detriment of society. Your art object is you. Make something of yourself. Work hard on your dreams, ideas, and activities. Stop being used. Use yourself instead. Thank you.